Let me go quickly to Ron out of Texas. Ron, welcome to the show. You're on there on the air.
Hey, Uncle Jesse, how's it going?
All is well, Ron.
Happy White History.
Happy White History, Ron. July just feels white. And by the way, we have 3 more days in July, right? And this Thursday is the men's forum. I forgot the men's forum. This Thursday, first Thursday of the month. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, a little bit of white history, and I want to start it off with a question. Why isn't it taught in our school system that whites were captured against their will and made to be a slave in Africa, and then they was transported to the Americas to work the tobacco farms
Where
and the
you
cotton
get
fields?
where you get that from?
That's history. There's a book called.
Ron,
There's a good
Ron,
book.
Ron,
I'm giving you the.
Ron. I haven't asked a question yet. This book that you're about to mention, is that written by the blacks who think they're the Jews?
No, why would a black? No, sir.
Is
It's
that-
written by a white person. Why would?
What's
excuse me.
Ron religious?
Why would a
thing
black
is?
person?
Hold on,
Go
Ron.
ahead, man.
Hold on, Ron. Ron is a black Israelite. Oh, is that written by the black Israelites?
It's written by a white person.
So the book you're about to mention about white people being enslaved by the blacks in Africa and shipped into America to plant tobacco is written by a white person?
Yes, you never heard of the Irish slave?
It's written by a white person?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I
The
thought it was
name of
written
that
by
book
those.
is called.
I thought it was written by the.
Yeah, if it was written by a black person, you would disqualify it.
Right. I thought it was written by the black Israelites.
Right. So you would have disqualified it
Right.
if I would have said that.
Yes.
It's written by a white person.
Nice.
The name of the book is called White Slave. Most people, why don't you know about the Irish
I'm not
being
interested.
enslaved?
I'm not interested.
Well, if the history, let me make this point. If the history book is not going to talk about how white people were enslaved against their will in this country, they shouldn't talk about black people being enslaved in this country. We don't need false history. We need real history, and we don't need this history system to make us victims.
Right. Well, to be honest, that's the last thing that white people want to talk about. The last thing is that white people want to talk about is blacks being enslaved in America. That's the last thing they want to talk about.
In our history book?
Hold on, Ron. Hold on. And they wish that the blacks would stop talking about it, because every year the blacks make the story worse. They build the story to make it worse, worse, and worse than it really was. So the white people do not want to be talking about that. And the reason that is in your history books is because the liberal blacks and the liberal whites wanted to be there so they can manipulate and control the minds of the blacks.
Good. Can I say something?
Yeah.
The reason why it's in our history book.
I just told you why.
The people. Oh, okay, that's fine. The people who control what we know and what we believe and what we think, put that in our history books to put whites against blacks, and it's not whites who created that history. It was the Jews. They want to pit whites against blacks.
And so what's wrong? Let's say you're right about that. No argument. Zero argument. What's wrong with the blacks and the whites that fight against each other? What's wrong with them that they don't have their own mindset? That they're easily controlled by others?
Yeah, the blacks have been made angry with this false history.
Ron, I asked you a question, though.
I thought I answered it.
No. What's wrong with the blacks and the whites who are fighting, that you claim the whites are fighting? Whites not even fighting against the blacks. They're sick of them. But what's wrong with the whites and the blacks that they don't have control of themselves as individuals that someone can make them fight one another?
Anger.
And where did the anger come from?
False history.
No, it didn't. That's a lie.
Yes, it is.
No, it didn't.
False history.
No, you have to
The
already be angry.
The history that
Ron,
says you
have
are
to-
nothing but
Ron,
a slave.
You have to already be angry to believe false history. Where did that come from?
Say it again.
You have to
Where did it come
already
from?
be angry to believe false history. Where did the
No, I don't believe that.
where did the beginning of the anger come from?
Well, the beginning of the anger would have came from getting your butt beat during slavery. How about that?
That's not true. Have you ever been beat while you were enslaved?
I'm not angry.
Have you ever been beat
I've never
while
been
you were
enslaved.
enslaved?
I've never been a slave, and I'm not
Have
angry.
you ever been beat while you were enslaved?
I've never been a slave, sir.
And,
So what do you
and
want me-
so
how you
then,
want
why
me to
did
answer
you
that?
make up that lie you just said?
You asked me where it started from,
But
sir.
that's not true. Slavery
Yeah,
was.
it is true.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay. So you want to tell me? Now I know. Now, listen, I'm telling you how whites were mistreated. Most
Ron,
these indentured servants.
anger
Go
did
ahead,
not
man. Go
start
ahead.
in slavery.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Where did it start then?
Do you love the Jews?
Yeah, I love the Jews.
Good. Right on. Ron, thank you, buddy. I got to run. 888-7753-773. Super chat. Super.
Jets.
Over on buymeacoffee.com.
You can always tell a weak person. Pay attention to yourself and others. Whenever you hear an adult person blaming someone else for their issues, you're talking to a weak person. Really. I want you to know that when you complain and blame someone else for the way you feel and the way you think, just know you're weak. And when you hear other men and women, adults, blaming others for their issues in life, the way they feel, the way they think, know that you're listening to blind, weak people. And that's exactly what the devil wants you. Evil wants you blind. Evil cannot see. Did you know evil cannot see? And then that's why every evil person cannot see because they're of evil.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Did you think evil could see?
Yeah, I thought that evil could see some stuff.
How can evil see if it's blind? It's dark.
It can definitely sense weakness and stuff like that.
No.
And pounce.
Evil
Oh.
cannot sense weakness. It's the person that believes evil is strong that is weak. Evil has no power.
All right.
You make that inside yourself. You give it power by believing it has power. It has no power. Remember when Jesus Christ defeated the devil?
I did hear that.
So, and the devil has no authority.
Yeah.
He has no power. So how does evil have power if Christ defeated it?
I guess it doesn't.
And when you have fear within yourself, the only reason you have fear in yourself because you believe the spirit of evil has power.
Right.
It has none, so you give it credibility when it has none.
That makes sense.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that?
A little bit. Yeah. Definitely. How you're in a conflict with somebody, you're suffering for your own evil
Yeah.
in you.
Right.
Yeah.
And the first time you feel fear, you say, I'm scared. And the moment you say, I am afraid, you give evil a false sense of power. You tell evil, okay, evil, I'm scared, you got me. If you never said, I'm afraid, it would do nothing but pass away. What do you think about that, Anchor Baby?
Just like that.
Just like that.
But it's impossible, says the man who doesn't even try. I'm not talking about me specifically. Just a
But
general
just think
comment.
about, Nick, you've heard Christ say he has defeated the devil, right?
I have.
And the devil roared like a lion, but it's a pussycat, pussycat, I love you.
We're gonna sing
Oh,
right
my
over that.
pussycat, whoa, whoa. A pussycat is just a house cat. What the?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I divert.